An article writing philosophy, do you have one? Thousands of articles about writing articles are bouncing all over the internet and the printed media at any given time. Most of these articles are tips and advice. A few are about grammar and clarity, and yet others are about subject matter and how to find it. A philosophy for writing articles is none of the above. Simply put, an article writing philosophy is not about how you write, but why. Although it is acceptable to write articles for publicity or hits to your website, it is not the strongest motive. Then there are those who write by researching the most sought after keywords on the net and write articles that lead people to those words, thus to their sites. This also qualifies as a reason to write, but only in the most strained sense of the word. Writers are somewhat like preachers. They have a soapbox called the printed page, and they have a message just like the minister, even if the subject matter is not homiletically inclined. As a young preacher, I overheard someone say that young preachers just have to say something, but older preachers may actually have something to say. The first step in developing a writing philosophy is to ask yourself this question: do I have something to say? Professional people can quickly answer yes to the question of whether they have something to say. Years of study, training, and experience put them ahead of others, and all they may lack is just a bit of priming to know how to convey their knowledge by the written word. For those who are not professionals, the next question should be, how do you see? Some people are naturally endowed with a good eye. They don't need to be politicians to have a good grasp of politics. They can predict, criticize, evaluate, and comment on the whole sphere with great clarity, and in some cases may affect the outcome of politics in some way. They weigh in, so to speak, on the subject. In case you think that isn't so, check out the vast opportunities for op-eds, opinion editorials, on the internet today. Thousands of political right and left-wing sites are looking for people with good political vision. In this Of the People society, John Q. Public is still sought for his view of political figures and things done in the political theater. Having a good mind's eye applies to any field of interest whatsoever. Technicians put together complex electronic and telemetering devices in spacecraft, but some people are weighing the result of all that space hardware on people, the environment, or the future of man, and their insight may be just as needed as the tiniest circuit board any techie can produce. The motivation for writing an article may only be to provide information. At other times it may be to provide inspiration. Even anger could qualify as a good motive if you are particularly incensed over some injustice or bad behavior. It may sound all too rudimentary or perhaps old-fashioned to say that if you are seeking a higher good to be done through your writing, then you will always succeed. Sound corny? Think again. No one will ever reject an article that attempts to right a wrong, lift people up, or provide a little light and comfort in a troubled world. If that is your motive, then that is your philosophy. Good writing.
Content produced and distributed by All Super Info. All rights reserved.